Hi, I'm Fiona and I work for Trauma and Orthopaedics at LGI. I was diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome when I was 9 years old. Asperger's is on the autistic spectrum. It affects everybody in different ways. I can only tell you about how it affects me in my life, but I hope it will help you to understand a bit about this condition that, according to the National Autistic Society, affects around 700,000 people in the UK. People who have autism don't look different to anybody else. It's a hidden disability. Most people think autism is caused by a defect on a genetic level, but the reality is that scientists don't know what the cause is. There have been many theories about autism, but all we really know is that some people suffer from a disorder of neural development, and these people are known as autistic. Autistic people are normal people just like anybody else, in that they eat, they sleep, they can be happy and sad. The difference is they can sometimes think, talk and act in a particular way. They also piece together everyday activities in a certain manner. The problem is that autism is a massive spectrum. Behaviour can range from appearing to be a bit odd to seeming brilliant or genius, and there is lots in between. It's because of this huge spectrum that it can be hard to spot who has autism, what autism is, and how you should think about it. Some people get scared, some people give funny looks, and some people can even be really mean. But it's important to remember that autism doesn't change a person. It's just sometimes it makes them feel different, like they just don't fit in. When my parents first told me I had autism, I cried for about a week. I just kept thinking I wanted to be like everybody else. But I knew deep down I was different to my sisters and my friends. They sometimes found me strange, and when this happened, I'd feel anxious and upset because it was a constant reminder that I have this disability that I can't change, and people might think I'm doing it on purpose. To me, social situations are like having a set of rules, but the rules aren't written down anywhere, and nobody talks about them, except sometimes when they get broken. Social rules are complex and hard to pin down because what is expected of us is not completely consistent or predictable. Social rules change depending on many circumstances. I am told that most people without autism know social rules instinctively, and they can read a social situation without having to really think about it. However, having a disability means this doesn't come naturally to me, and no matter how hard I try, it is something I have accepted is always going to be difficult. Not being able to read social situations affects me in so many ways. This can be just starting a conversation with another person and keeping it going, maintaining eye contact with people I don't know very well, finding the pauses in someone else's conversation in order to join in, knowing if someone is talking to me if they don't say my name. One of the things I often do at home to try and overcome my confusion of social rules and expectations is to role-play situations with my family and try to plan what might happen in a situation in advance and what I should say and do. But life is not a script. It would be impossible to prepare for every situation, however hard I tried. But autism doesn't just affect my relationships with other people. I struggle with any situation that's unscripted or unplanned, where there's a sense of the unexpected, where I feel like I don't know the rules. For example, walking through Leeds train station on my commute to work could be terrifying for me. It feels like a scary mass of people, so busy and noisy. It used to overwhelm me, but the way I cope is to focus on a single still object in the distance. Walking towards it makes me feel calmer, and it's something I now do every day. Structure makes me feel better, and my role here at LGI is very structured, which is why I was so happy to be given the job. When I was at school, I sometimes thought I'd never be able to get full-time employment. According to the Autistic Society, fewer than 1 in 6 autistic adults are in full-time employment, and less than a third have any kind of paid employment at all. Unfortunately, even when they do find work, they can suffer from discrimination or even bullying. I feel very lucky that I found work, as it's given me so much confidence and independence I never thought I'd have. At times though, I worry I come across as rude or a recluse to people who don't know me. Maybe it might seem as if I don't want to speak to people at work, but finding social interaction so difficult is not the same as not wanting to be part of it. That's why it means so much to me when I have a conversation with someone and it feels like it's going well and I can relax. It might only be for a few minutes, but I've made a social connection with somebody and I feel happy. Autism is a part of me and I'm okay with that. I live with it every day and it's normal to me. Someone once described life like a play where we all have different parts, but we're all in the play together. Autistic people don't want to be treated as special. They just want to be treated like everybody else, because they're really just a little bit different, and if you think about it, we're all a bit different. I'm going to read a poem now I've written. I am Fiona. You may not understand me or the way I feel day to day. You may not understand my reasoning for the things I do or say. I am different in many ways. Some of this affects the way I behave, but more than anything, what I want is to be accepted for who I am. I struggle with social interaction and I can feel confused, anxious or overwhelmed. To people who don't understand my disability, I can appear strange and rude. My mannerisms strike them as being odd. Some days I have cried. This is when things have been tough. Being misunderstood affects me very much. I use up a lot of energy every day trying to communicate effectively with people without my disability in society. Reading other people and interpreting social expectations, none of these things come naturally. These things are all difficult for me. Autism is part of who I am. My family say they wouldn't have it any other way, because if I didn't have a disability, I wouldn't be who I am today. I'm just me.